You are on the deck of an Italian ocean liner in the middle of the Atlantic. June 1930. Gray sky. Salt wind. 15 days from France to Uruguay, and 15 days back. The ship is the SS Conte Verde. On board, 4 European squads, 3 referees, a Russian opera singer, and a French lawyer clutching a suitcase he will not let out of his sight. Inside is a gold statuette of Nike on a lapis lazuli base, the trophy for a tournament that does not exist yet. Half the nations you invited said no. The stadium on the other side is not finished. There is no television, no global audience. And the man smiling through all of it is Jules Rimet, who has spent a decade trying to convince the world this was worth attempting. Here's the paradox. Football already had a world championship. The Olympics. At Amsterdam in 1928, Uruguay beat Argentina in the final in front of 60,000 people. 22 nations played. The IOC had no reason to let football walk away. But Rimet, a village lawyer's son who fought in the First World War and came home obsessed with peace through sport, wanted a tournament open to professionals, not just amateurs with, as he put it, a golden paw. His real partner in the fight was not a president's spotlight. It was Henri Delaunay, his secretary, the man who said international football could no longer stay trapped inside the Olympics. So what did it take to make the World Cup happen? Not one vote. A stack of near failures. When Uruguay won hosting rights in 1929, several European nations that had wanted the tournament themselves simply refused to go. Depression-era travel across the Atlantic could swallow 2 months of a player's life, and his job. By February 1930, not one European team had confirmed. South American federations threatened to leave FIFA entirely. England, not even a FIFA member, got a formal invitation and said no. Egypt, the only African nation to enter, was delayed by a storm in the Mediterranean. The ship left without them. Rimet got on a boat and started begging. France came as a favor to him, without star defender Manuel Anatole, who would not make the trip. Belgium came through FIFA Vice President Rodolphe Seeldreyers. Romania came because King Carol II picked the squad himself, negotiated 3 months off work, and guaranteed every player his job back. A king doing HR for football. Yugoslavia only agreed because they could share the same ship. Critical mass, 4 European teams, barely. Uruguay paid everyone's travel and promised a temple of football. The Estadio Centenario, 90,000 seats, as built in under a year by 1,100 workers in 3 shifts. Then the rains came. On opening day, the Centenario was not ready. The first World Cup matches in history were played simultaneously on July 13th. France beating Mexico at Pocitos, the United States beating Belgium at Parc Central. Lucien Laurent scored the first World Cup goal in the 19th minute. Years later, he remembered the weather, the volley, and that nobody on the pitch thought they were making history. Just a handshake and play on. 13 teams, 18 matches, no qualifiers, everyone simply invited. Conte Verde picked up Brazil in Rio and reached Montevideo on July 4th, 9 days before kickoff. The Centenario finally opened mid-tournament. In the final, an estimated 93,000 packed the stands while Argentine fans crossed the river chanting Victoria o Muerte, victory or death. Argentina and Uruguay could not agree whose ball to use. FIFA ruled 1/2 each. Uruguay won 4-2. Rimet handed over the trophy he had carried in his suitcase across the ocean. The switch flipped fast. By 1934, so many nations applied that qualifying rounds were invented. Begging became turning teams away. In 4 years. But here is what the celebration leaves out. That trophy survived World War II, hidden in a shoebox under Italian FIFA official Autorino Barassi's bed. It was stolen in London in 1966 and found by a dog named Pickles under a hedge. Brazil kept it permanently after 1970. Then it was stolen again in Rio in 1983, almost certainly melted down. The original Jules Rimet trophy no longer exists. If you want more stories about how the things we take for granted almost never happened, subscribe. One man believed football could reconcile nations. It became the most watched event in human history. And the trophy he carried across the Atlantic did not survive long enough to see it.